I don't even know if I've assigned an actual score yet, because first watch through was kind of not focused, but mostly to get the gist of what this franchise
Mm.
starts out as. A second time, I appreciated a couple things more. So
That's
there's
quite
that.
interesting because, okay, I'm going to just say what my first viewing rating was, because it's not that anymore. Like it's not what I gave it originally, but this will give you an idea of my headspace. I came away saying this was a 10 out of 10.
Whoa.
I loved this movie. I could not believe how much I loved this movie. I was genuinely shocked. I've never seen it before. And I think I always thought it was a different movie. Uh, and I was just so pleasantly surprised by what I actually got out of it. Um, then I watched it a second time, and I've got a more reasonable score now, but
Worse than James Bond Skyfall.
yeah. But I am going to say that going into it, maybe my expectations were low, but I had never seen this movie, and I was so wonderfully surprised.
Hmm. I before watching it, I couldn't have told you what the main conflict is. And having watched it, now I'm like, what happens in the next ones? I have a general vague idea of that, but man, it is really all we're gonna do? Okay. Okay. We'll see. On to the second one after we review.
Yeah. It's not a perfect movie, but so I would say maybe it's probably not good for children. Like, I thought about showing it to my kids, but they still
Hmm.
play with toys. And so I don't know if this would be very good for kids, but I do think it's more of a horror comedy than a horror movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I think anyone who's done with toys could have a lot of fun with this movie. But if you're a child and you still play with toys, this movie might mess with you.
It's the bad Toy Story.
For real.
Hello, and welcome to Potato Chip Pictures, the movie franchise review podcast. My name is Justin.
And I'm B. Sammy Davis.
Today, we are looking at the first movie in the Chucky franchise, otherwise known as 1988's Child's Play. This was directed by Tom Holland, no association with Spider-Man.
I thought it's the same spelling and everything.
Written by himself and Don Mancini and John Lafia. Produced David Kersher. Budget of $13 million. And since we both seen the return numbers, I would say I'm surprised. I'd be pleasantly surprised with $44.2 million in box office return from 13.
Absolutely.
I don't know comparably with our other movies what that is at.
Yeah. I mean, that's triple the budget. And I think with horror movies, those typically get smaller returns. We haven't looked at a lot of horror movies. We've watched a thriller franchise with A Quiet Place, but this is our first real horror. And I think if we were to look at Friday the 13th, we would probably see similar numbers, but I don't know. I genuinely have no points of comparison except that it profited.
Well, I'd say our review podcast prioritizes content over returns, so I'm fine with not really knowing the comparison. And
Exactly. It's just a metric we throw out there.
If I'm going to put most of where the money went to, I would definitely say the child-size animatronic of the Chucky doll, because that might be one of the shining stars of this film. second place would be maybe the child actor, because
Hmm.
those are the parts. There's parts where it's yes, he's a child actor, and then other parts where it's like, were they scaring this child? Because
Yeah.
he did a good job.
I know exactly the scene you're talking about. And there is a moment where I'm like,
Ooh,
maybe this got a little too real for this kid. Like,
right? Or fantastic acting, man.
hmm and then of course we've got Chris Sarandon as Prince Humperdinck. I mean, as I've already forgotten, Mike Norris, Detective Mike Norris.
Yeah, I didn't remember his name either. She
Yeah,
does yell it a lot, so it's like, oh,
I know.
Mike.
Like, you would think that either of us would remember, but I just kept looking at his face and thinking, hey, that's Prince Humperdinck.
I think I completely skipped that. I did look at his IMDb to be like, what is he famous for? But not in his famous for things is The Princess Bride. So I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's the one I know him from.
Now, the one who I had a huge uptick in appreciation just like this year is Brad Dourif, the voice actor for Chucky. He also plays Charles Lee Ray, I think,
Like,
the killer at the beginning.
oh, okay.
He's Worm Tongue
Okay.
in Two Towers. But then the thing that really blew my mind, I started watching Star Trek Voyager with my older brother. This is my first time watching it. And there are 2 episodes where Brad Dourif plays this incredible character. And he's only in these 2 episodes, but they are so good. And so I had just had this fantastic viewing experience from Star Trek, and then I watched this and I was like, man, I like this guy has acting chops that I'm only now starting to appreciate.
I'll have to look up and see, because while he looks familiar, and then Wormtongue is a good way to visualize it, I don't know that I know any of his other things.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up to see other ones that, because like his biggest franchise is Chucky, uh, but he does do characters in a lot of movies. He was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest from 1975, which I have not seen, so I couldn't tell you who he was in that, but he was the town doctor in Deadwood.
Hmm.
And oh man, so he's usually playing like a slimy or evil character, but then there's Deadwood, where he is this devoted and passionate doctor in the Old West. And oh, he tugs at your heartstrings all the time. He's so good.
He reminds me of, I don't remember the guy's name, like the Roxbury guy. That's why I was like, I don't know if I know this man, but Wormtongue, yes.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
can't remember the other guy's name. SNL,
Yeah, so
yeah.
those are the 3 big ones that I know him from, or 4 big, well, yeah, 3 big ones: Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, and Deadwood. That's how I remember him.
Well, I don't have much to say about. I mean, never having seen it. I think culturally growing up, I had heard of Chucky, but I think I've
Mhm.
only having watched it now. The only intervening moment that he came back into view, uh, I don't think he is in the Dead by Daylight video game, but the feeling of him during the movie felt like the way that the characters move, the villains move in that game, the killers, I guess you would call them, because it's like, oh, he just seems to know where everybody is. He's chasing, our main child actor.
Yeah,
Um,
is it Alex? Is it?
it
Or am I thinking of the actor?
is
It's Andy.
Andy.
The actor is Alex Vincent, and she's always yelling for Andy.
He managed to just know where Andy is going. Like, it doesn't. either he's following him very well, or he just magically kind of knows where Andy's gonna be going. But
So forgive me. I'm watching a trailer right now because I'm pretty sure that every audiences knew that Chucky was the doll and that the doll was the killer. Like, I don't think there was any surprise for audiences coming in to the movie. There certainly was none for us here in the future. Like, we know absolutely that not only is Chucky alive, but he's going to be alive for several more movies.
from the end of this movie, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. But I genuinely really loved how they introduced the character and how long it took. On my second viewing, I realized it's fully halfway through the movie when we, the audience, get to see him come alive. Like, everything before that is just a hint, like maybe something out of the corner of a character's eye. And
I think that, well, I guess when is the first time? Is that when the mom finds out, or?
Yeah,
Well,
I
'cause you
think
see-
I
you
think
see
that's
him
about the
move.
45 minute is
Yeah.
around the time. You are correct. He does move in the bed
Yeah.
to like turn his head, but the first time we get to hear Brad Dourif's voice again.
I think I realized about the same thing, not maybe like he was missing, but it felt like, okay, we're going to take on the adult perspective, because really she reports stuff to police and the kid is convinced and saying my doll is alive, but none of the adults believe it because it really wouldn't be alive, really,
Yeah.
unless you're in a horror movie.
Exactly. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about my own kids, and, you know, the first time my child said that their toy did something, I'll admit I got a little chill down my spine, and it was because of this franchise. But in 1988, that's ludicrous. Like, what are we talking about here? Like a Raggedy Ann that's possessed by a demon? Come on, let's be real here.
I really appreciate how well they do the animatronics, because I think it still works pretty well, or puppeteering, however they made it happen. They did a good job. It seems like it would have maybe been a bit fantastical in that time period to be like, oh, this doll actually would move around on its own. I don't know of any toys that would have been able to replicate that. But
Yeah,
maybe.
I can't remember. I mean, late 80s, there might have been a few dolls here and there, but really the big trend that this movie hit on was the Cabbage Patch dolls. Because those were still popular. I don't know when Cabbage Patch came out, but this movie is certainly kind of responsible for them no longer being as popular as they used to be.
Even they looked so innocent. And yeah, I can see that being responsible for it.
Yeah. But, you know, it was a cultural moment. And yet, while it looks incredible today, I don't know if it would have been very scary then either. Like, it's so interesting because, yes, it is a killer doll. It's got the spirit of a serial killer, but it's also a plastic doll. Like,
Yeah.
how scary is that? It's a few ounces in weight, maybe pounds because of the motors and the battery pack, but it's not going to overpower a man, and yet it is able to tackle people.
Yeah, I think that's probably the main, I guess you would call a flaw of the monster in this one, is when they do need to be able to hold the door closed against it. Yeah, it still is just a doll. It's not gonna break down the door, but if it can slip through the door or it can hide in the vents, so there's bits of scariness that way, instead of like the Alien franchise monster that can take you apart.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's get into this thing. We've kind of
Begin.
said our pre thoughts about it. So I guess first things first. This movie starts with a heist gone wrong, and it's important to note that at least it looks like a heist gone wrong, because why would you have a delivery driver for a strangling? But maybe he does. He is the Lakeshore Strangler. The point is, we open on Detective Mike Norris chasing Charles Lee Ray through the streets, and there's a gunfight going on, and it's a good little cop movie as an opener, you know?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. He's a strangler. He's run from the cops. I guess the getaway driver is the one that shows up later.
Well, he's just sitting at the meeting spot, and it's while Charles is trying to cross the street that he gets shot in the leg, and that causes the driver to drive off, and Charles is like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you. I forget the
Oh, yeah.
character's name.
Yeah,
Eddie?
Yeah, I think it's Eddie or something like that.
Yeah, so he's like, Eddie, I'm gonna get you.
His accomplice to strangling, you know.
Exactly. That's why, like, it's so confusing that there's an accomplice, because, like, once we get his name, they're like, he's the Lakeshore Strangler. And I'm like, what? Then why was that other guy even there? Like, that's so weird.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do the strangling. Eddie just wants to drive him around. They're buds.
It's, you gotta take interest in your friend's pursuits, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
a
cop car chases Eddie, so that's one important thing to note that I missed the first time. He does get caught by the cops, but that's why we get him in the news.
Yeah, he escapes again.
Yeah.
Back to the safe house, but first we gotta have some ritual chanting, because Charles gets shot enough that he's gonna die. He grabs the doll. I don't like, if there wasn't that child-sized doll, would it have worked on like a car or something?
Yeah, what if he had grabbed like a G.I. Joe?
It does seem a little convenient that he's a strangler, but he happens to know this ritual chant to transfer his soul into an inanimate object. Like, that's kind of like, okay, here's the assumption, we're gonna go with it and go, like improv troupe or something.
They don't need you to believe it or even care. They are just giving you the why, because
how we got
a
killer doll.
Like, people are watching the trailer saying, I can't wait to figure out how they got a doll to be alive. And here is the explanation. But I was watching it with subtitles, and I think one of my favorite lines is, as Charles realizes that he's dying from a second gunshot wound to the chest, and he's, yelling out his curses, he kind of takes a couple of breaths and he's like, I gotta find somebody. I just love the delivery. I love oh man, like, maybe I'm just enamored by Brad Dourif, but I genuinely loved that whole sequence, and especially that moment.
I think I enjoy the giant explosion that the ritual culminates in, because
that was a few million. No,
yeah,
I don't know.
We'll make it explode. Have a stunt guy fly backwards. Looked really cool. Lightning effects maybe a little bit crazy up in the sky, but I think coming down through the sunroof or skylight, it looks okay. Looks good. It looks like a bomb went off in that store.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if a lightning bolt would do that. Maybe like to trees.
This is a magic light bulb or lightning bolt.
We'll go with that, because it's like they left the gas oven on or something, because it blows out everything, but doesn't kill Mike, so that we can cut to a kid and watching a commercial for this giant doll.
I don't know. Maybe kids are just different from me, but I remember like even before. So this movie came out when I was 4. Obviously, no one in my family was going to let me watch this movie when I was a 4-year-old, but I definitely saw commercials for it,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's such a scary looking doll. But I also thought that about all the life size dolls. I was like, they're so scary looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this kid wants it. He's excited
I,
for it.
I don't think I ever got a doll or toy that big because it's
Mm-hmm.
basically the size of him. He's just dressed just like
Yeah.
Chucky, which like I can understand that. I think we got some bluey pajamas for my kids.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, I think I do remember toys that doubled as an outfit for your kids. Like you buy the toy and you can take the clothes off the toy, and now you've got a whole new outfit for your child.
That'd be interesting. Well, I mean, intro done. I don't know. Do we get
I have to
a
say, since
scroll
we're
of
talking
Child's
about
Play?
the kid, since the kid showed up, I have to say the most terrifying part of the beginning of the movie was watching this kid make breakfast for his
Oh.
mother.
And it's like ends up being like his birthday,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the usual standard fare of you can't really tell if it's morning time, but because it's so bright.
Yeah.
But he's making breakfast for his mom, and he gets it to her, and it is burnt and made with love, I guess. At no point do I feel like there's any commentary on the mother-son relationship or him lacking for anything, so it's not
Yeah.
like that. He just wanted to make her breakfast because he loves her.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
sure, he gets disappointed by some of his toys, but like, what kid doesn't? Like, unless they're great communicators and say, "Well, I want this one thing." It's a toss up.
I gotta be honest. I don't know why 2 pieces of clothing were in such a giant box. Like, that's kind of mean on the mom's part, but
A little bit.
I immediately thought of those parents who buy an empty box for like a game console so a kid will open it up and discover clothes, and
Oof.
I'm like, I hate that. I genuinely hate that. Why would you make a present into a punishment? Like,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Obviously, the mother wasn't doing that here. She
Yeah.
was genuinely
I think
excited.
The director was.
Yes,
It's
the
like,
director's the
maybe
jerk.
she got him. Maybe she did buy it. No, she didn't. Like, well, she probably wouldn't have put it in a giant box, but I feel like it's a average dialogue of mom to son being like, "Oh, okay, so this is the motivation to actually get the doll. It's not
Exactly.
It's not anything more than plot going forward." So
Yep.
she goes to her day job. I don't know where the kid goes.
Hopefully to school. He's 6 years
she does
old.
take him to school. Yeah, I forgot about the scene. She takes him to school, and she asks if he's okay or something like that, and then she goes to her job. Okay, it's like for a minute I did not remember where he went. She gets a chance to buy the doll for $30 behind the store. Her friend and her have some good banter. Down with the corporations.
Yeah,
up with
man.
the workers. Like,
yeah, man.
her friend didn't seem that bad. Or helps her out because she has to work a shift.
Her boss seemed pretty awful. It's too bad
Yeah.
that guy didn't get to have a run-in with Chucky.
Jerk.
All of this is leading up to the big thing. And I will admit, this is on my second viewing. This is where I was like, okay, this is kind of slow. This is a little bit boring. I get it. We need this stuff to get into the movie. But at the same time, like, I want Chucky. Like, I want him in this movie. I want him doing stuff in this movie. And we've got to wait about 10 or 20 minutes to get there.
I feel like bird's eye view, generally, he was in it uh enough throughout the whole thing. In like the end, he's there, and it's so tangible. But I, the beginning on the first viewing was slow. I don't know by second viewing, but yeah, first viewing was the same, pretty slow.
It kind of reminded me of the pacing of Paranormal Activity, in that it's always escalating. Like, it's very slow to begin with, and when things start to happen, you start to pay attention, but then things just keep starting to happen, and it just gets bigger and bigger until you get the final big finale. But the main difference here is, in Paranormal Activity, the big finale is the end, whereas this one, we end and then we get a moment to catch our breath and say everything's okay.
It's all good.
Yeah. But,
Maybe.
getting the doll into the house is critical. It's a little bit on the slow side. We get to meet a few people, but at least we get there. And the mom gets to, give the present to Andy. So that's good.
The best present ever.
Yeah, it's not like she gave it to the friend and the friend gave it to the kid. Like, she got to go home before going back to work. And so good for that.
Good for that manager, letting you be a human.
Yeah, letting you have 2 hours with your child. What's a jewelry store doing open until like 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah. I will say, after having lived through the COVID reset and stuff kind of closing down earlier than I expected to, stuff might have been open that late in the 80s. Who knows?
Yeah, that also makes sense because, back then people were, well, not most, but many people were working a genuine 9 to 5, where lunch was included. And so you would work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But after that, you would need to have time to do living things. And that usually meant going to the mall or the grocery store. And so those things would have to be open later to accommodate for the people working during the day. And then you have other people who work a little later and they need time to go shopping. So I guess I can see it. I've been totally reset myself by COVID.
Yeah. Oh, but Toy gets home. Friend has to watch the kid because boss made her stay for a shift. Friend gets scared because she sends him to bed, and Chucky starts kind of showing up and moving until they look. So kind of Toy Story movement.
I love this night. I'm just going to throw that out there now. I don't want us to gloss over it. This whole evening sold me on the movie.
What about?
Well, specifically, I love every little thing that leads up to it. So at first they're playing, and then we see Chucky turn to watch television when there's that news or that breaking news that interrupts the station. And then, Chucky whispers to the kid, but obviously we don't hear anything. We just see Andy coming close and listening to a whisper, and it's like, oh, that's kind of freaky. And then, of course, famously, the TV gets turned on and Chucky's sitting in front of there watching while Andy's brushing his teeth, and that freaks out the lady. And oh man, like that was such a good choice.
It's a good setup.
And so now we can get to the real first kill, but I just had to say, like, oh, I love these little touches that were like, we're getting spooky.
Yeah, I think pulling me back out of it is the fact that she tucks Andy in with his shoes on. I'm like,
know.
At least take his shoes off. But to the credit of, they need to be on so that the police has a clue to go on, like, for later once the murder happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid reporting that Chucky is talking to him. It's not like out of place, but it is like, well, if you know that he's the bad guy, then like, well, the kid's trying to tell you. I don't know what to
Yeah.
say, but he's trying to tell you. She tucks him in because he's brushed his teeth. She had already the one scare, and I think we see his room door open, and you never see Chucky. You just kind of hear the pitter patter of him flying across the darkness of the hallway. Because she's watching TV in the pitch black.
Yeah.
I'll watch it with like a lamp or two on, but not in the pitch black.
I think she's watching TV and reading. So I think she does have a light on, but I'm sitting here thinking like, why would you read with the TV on? I cannot
dark.
read
Yeah.
with the TV on. Like whether it's the flashing lights or the images or the sound, the TV takes me out of everything.
Yeah.
But we do get to see Chucky briefly.
See him fly through.
Yeah, he runs through the hall, and we see the back half of him crossing an entryway.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like our first hint that he can also run. But it's shot in such a way that it could be Andy. Like maybe this whole thing is a big misdirect, and Andy is the psycho killer.
Man, that's what the police think, and they're concerned. It's like, well, pushed your best friend out the window who's taking care of him, and doesn't seem to feel anything about it. Like, that's pretty psychotic behavior, I would say. What does she do? She puts him in bed. She hears stuff in the kitchen. Oh, because like flour falls over, so she goes to clean that up. But the mom rings home and they talk, and it's kind of like one of those what do you call it, tropes of, at
Jump
least they got
scare?
to say goodbye. Well, no, she calls, thanks for taking care of my kid, immediately die after.
Yep. the everything's fine call.
Yeah, everything's fine. You get hit by a hammer in the head, and that pushes you out the window. I wasn't quite sold on that momentum.
I'll agree there. Maybe I was gonna say maybe she slipped on the flour that was spilled, but it doesn't look like there are slip marks when the cops are there, and very shortly. But yeah, I love everything leading up to it. I just kind of wish that it wasn't a 5-step back up to the window to fall out. Like how bad could that hammer have hit this lady in the head?
I'm gonna not jump ahead, but context ahead, because he gets the doll, and this is the strangler who wants to kill the cop and Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
But he kills this lady for why? Because she's there?
Like, yeah, man. Because she wouldn't let him watch the news.
Oh, I guess, yeah. That's random.
I know. It's kind of dumb. And also, the strangler only attempts to strangle 2 people in this whole movie. And, like,
oh, yeah.
That's not his preferred means of killing people.
I guess so. Where I was going with that is that he doesn't kill the kid, like, until later on when he needs the kid. Like, right? So right now he doesn't know that he needs to possess Andy by the end of all things.
Mm-hmm.
So his goal is to get out of the house and kill the cop and the other guy. That's what that's what I'm thinking is the motivation. But like, I guess the only thing is this murder doesn't quite do too much other than, I guess, confirm that he's willing to murder anybody that gets in his way, not necessarily for any other
that's
reason.
A good point. It's not serving his purpose, and if anything, it's drawing attention to him.
Yeah.
Because if he wanted to, he could have left that evening.
Yep. Yeah, he keeps going back. Like, why do you... Yeah. So a little bit of a stumble in terms of what is the need for this to happen. Like he already was alive in the box as a toy. Why did he get picked up and shipped out? Like so a little bit of that brings down the coherentness of my score, I would say.
I'm also, if we're going to point out little nitpicky things, I'm also going to point out the fact that he was in pristine condition when he had been struck by lightning after having his forehead caved in with a bloody thumb. Like,
mm,
this doll looks real good for what it's already been through, because it doesn't go back to the factory. It doesn't do anything like that. It is
mm-hmm.
picked up from the wreckage of the store by the homeless guy. So maybe that guy cleaned it up. I don't know, but nonetheless, here he is. And maybe this is just me, but I always kind of thought that maybe he came back to life or realized that he had control over this body around the time that he's with
Oh,
Andy. But there's nothing
yeah.
in the movie to suggest that. That is
Yeah.
simply me reading into it. So
Yeah.
you raise valid points that I can't contend with.
Well, I mean, I didn't. My first rating would not have been a 10, so we're gonna probably eventually meet in the middle
I was
because
going to say, you might be bringing me down every second.
um before we get the cops in there, I don't know much else happens. She gets thrown out the
Yeah.
window, and the
And then I
mom
think
comes
we
home on the
cut to
bus.
mom. Yep.
Yeah, so her mom is there quickly. Cops are there.
Why does her
Uh,
mom, or why does his mom
his
say
mom.
goodbye to the people on the bus? Holy crap. She doesn't say goodbye to the driver. Maybe she does as she's leaving, but as the bus is leaving, she then smiles and waves at everybody on it. Like, hi, bye. Like,
I
what
didn't see
is this small town Chicago crap?
that. There's parts of Chicago that the Mike says you don't go to at night, but the other parts where you live, everybody knows your name. It's
Yeah.
all fine.
All right. Yeah. So the bus passes. She sees the cops. She goes running in. Absolutely no one stops her.
Yeah. I live here. All right, head on in. I
Yeah.
guess.
The secondary detective, I don't remember his name. He's only in the movie like 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Jack, maybe? He's the first one to challenge her, and it's right outside the apartment door. She crosses
Right.
the tape. She crosses a cop getting into his car. She crosses
Of course you
multiple
live here.
cops.
Okay.
No one challenges her. She just does her thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to admit, I don't like Detective Norris. As soon as he's reintroduced in the movie, I just don't like him. I'm sitting here thinking, why is a cop speaking to a minor without their parents there? Or was that not yet a law?
A thing. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the feel of him before he knows that Chucky's alive is kind of just rude and
Mm-hmm.
blunt, I guess you could say. Just not. I don't know what I would have expected different, so I can't really say, oh, he should be, listening to the people that are still alive in this house. Like, well, he seems like maybe, I don't know if he got injured in that first confrontation or not, but
I don't think he was.
He's just, I mean, got thrown around by the
Yeah.
lightning bolt, but yeah, I could agree. Don't love him, even by the end of the movie.
Oh yeah. The most jarring part for me was like I'm sitting here thinking, wow, what a jerk of a detective. But okay, if that's his character, then fine. We've got a jerk cop who eventually has to be convinced that Chucky's alive. But then in the same scene, he also decides to be flirting with the mom. I'm like, well, now you're also gross. Like, what is this?
This is 1988, man.
hmm
I guess.
Yeah, so
Oh,
those were my two big things that I didn't particularly enjoy from the cop.
I I enjoy that the flower is on Chucky's feet,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
only Andy sees that.
Yep, and no
Just
one even wants to look at it.
yeah, he tries to tell the cop, and the cop's like, gonna
His
head
mom
out.
doesn't even look at it.
Yeah,
Ugh,
yeah.
whatever.
Don't
It's
believe your kids.
yep. It's good and creepy after that. Like I'm trying to remember if this is when the mom is angry at Eddie or not at Eddie, at Andy for making things up. And he's
A
just
little.
like,
Once he says like 3 different times,
yeah.
Chucky's alive, and she's like, "Would you stop it?" I'm like, understandable. If you
Mm-hmm.
actually don't think toys don't come to life, then it would be a little much to try and go along with your kid saying that. But
Exactly. A little harsh, but
yeah,
understandable. Kind of a human moment, all
yeah.
things considered. But so I also enjoyed that. But what I'm discovering about myself is that I enjoy Andy and Chucky the most. And it's just about every
Huh?
scene with Andy and Chucky that I'm like, this is awesome. Because we are going to, we've got a couple of more scenes with Andy and Chucky that are going to be fun, but then there's going to be a huge portion of the movie where there's no more Andy or Chucky, and I kind of hate that.
Yeah. I mean, I know that portion that you're talking about, and I would agree that it kind of suffers, but it does give the adults something to do. Um, but
hmm
because otherwise, really, this is Andy trying to get rid of this doll, and he does a good job at the third act. But we'll go through the second one first.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, man, we got to get to the next excellent Chucky
they
scene.
go to bed. Chucky doesn't. He decides not to kill the kid's mom,
Yeah.
which is helpful. She let him watch the news, I guess. I don't know. But the next day, does she drop him off for school again?
Yeah, takes him to school and he
Yep.
bounces.
Takes.
And for some reason, she lets him take his brand new toy that I'm sure a bunch of other sixth graders would
It's
want.
only $30, man. It's not $100
That's
toy,
true.
so probably with inflation, maybe.
Okay, now I'm gonna pull up an inflation calculator.
$100 doll. I mean, that's those American Girl dolls are $100 now. I don't know if they were $100 then.
Let's go. Let's just go the $30 that she spent in 1988, and we'll say to modern time as
Oh yeah,
close as we can
yeah.
get. She spent. Come on, give me the number. $82.19 on a doll.
Dang, that does seem
But
like a lot.
think about Lego sets. Like, I love getting my kids Lego sets, and that's about the price that I can expect if it's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
not just like a small handful of a
Exactly.
build.
Yeah, like if I want to give them a real build that's going to be kind of involved and fun to do, it's going to be $50 to $100
Easily. Anyway,
So fair for this type of doll. I'm going to say it's fair, but for some reason she lets him take that expensive toy to school and then they bounce. They leave. Nobody stops them.
No attendance taken, no phone calls made. No. The kid gets to ride
He's gone.
the elevated train out to 40-something street where
there's a literal like crime happening when we cut to this area.
Yeah, it's the bad part of town, but I think it's part of the suspension of disbelief with this doll.
Mm-hmm.
Andy's gonna be fine going out to this nearly abandoned house that Eddie is
Mm-hmm.
hiding in. Must have been the hideout house. Chucky goes in to murder him.
Yep.
Because
Not
Andy.
as good a kill, I'm going to say.
Oh, right. Because he sets it up with the oven and the
Yeah.
bullets are what ignite it. But
Yep.
Eddie does see Andy searching for Chucky. And
that's
decides,
the most impactful moment when there is a gun pointed at a child. And it's like, whoa.
Doesn't he decide not to shoot at him, though?
He spins around and he's got his very heavy duty revolver pointed at a child, and he decides not to shoot. He looks nervous.
Yeah.
Like he thought he was about to shoot. But we don't see Chucky. I don't think Eddie sees Chucky. He hears Chucky's laugh.
Yeah.
But it's not my favorite kill. Fantastic explosion of a house.
Again, yeah. Got the right pyro direction. All the workers in that, I usually praise stunt guys, but the pyro team did excellent.
Oh yeah. 2 times in this movie we got really incredible explosions, and so I am into that, and we don't see how. Then we cut to the mother going to the police station and Andy's already there, but apparently someone arrested him or picked him up. And for some reason, I don't know anything about police departments, and I definitely don't know about policing in the big city, but I had thought that different areas of a city had different police stations. And so it would be strange to me that Andy's family's home has the same police precinct as this bad side of town. But, whatever. It's whatever. I'm not going to let it take down my score anymore. But for some reason, we got to be back with Officer Norris. And once again, he is questioning a child no, it's not. It's Jack who's questioning the child this time around.
Yeah. Jack makes another appearance.
Yeah. He doesn't get a lot to do in this movie, but this is kind of the one. And okay, the main takeaway for this whole police thing is that Andy is getting taken away to a psych ward.
So he can't be home when she takes the doll home.
And he can't take the doll with him. So he is separated from Chucky. Chucky goes with the mom, and we're not going to see Andy for a while. It's going to be a lot of the movie before we get Andy back. But we are close to the 45-minute mark because, oh boy, is the next scene one of the greatest scenes in all of cinema.
She demands that he shows himself, but she finds some batteries that were never put in. I'll agree that's a good little reveal because it's kind of implied that this doll probably would have had to have some batteries, but that's never said until she checks the box and the batteries fall out, and it's like, oh yeah, so they would totally find out just from this. And I imagine the character would have had goosebumps and chills, being like, wait.
I had goosebumps and chills. And even then, Chucky still doesn't reveal himself. She pulls the battery pack and only his head spins around, and he's still speaking in the doll voice where he's like, I'm Chucky, or hi, I'm Chucky, you want to play? Or something like that. And it causes her to drop it, and he rolls under the couch. But he's still not being Chucky yet. He is still being a doll that's kind of creepy. And I've got chills just thinking about it because it was so good. It's when she gets him out from under the couch. She slaps him a couple of times, and she's like, okay, I guess maybe I'm crazy. But then she picks him up, turns on the fireplace, and she's like, I'm going to throw you in this fireplace. And that's our 45-minute mark.
And That's a really good, some puppeteering that looks first rate. I'm curious when we get to the last one of these if it stayed puppet or if we add some CGI or what.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the 2017 reboot, but around then, Yoda had gone full
Yeah.
CGI, so why not our Chucky doll?
Because it takes something away.
Indeed, it does. Oh, gosh, I'm so glad they give us this reveal. There's a big fight. Chucky bites the mom, and then it runs away. And when the doll's gone, a lot of the wind gets pulled out of this movie's sails. Like, it becomes like a bit of a detective story. You've got the two adult characters working together, but every time it's just them, I don't like it. I just don't like it.
I don't care about this. We know where it came from. Can you guys just figure it out sooner?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I think I don't know that you can shorten it very much. Maybe where Mike is talking with the mom as he's driving her away. Or maybe I've got the order mixed up.
Okay. In A Muppet Christmas Carol, when the ghost of Christmas Past shows up and they are first flying away to the past, Ebenezer Scrooge says, "Spirit?" And the ghost of Christmas Past looks back and says, "Yes." And he says, "Nothing." And then he immediately says, "Spirit," and asks an actual question. We have that moment in this movie. There's a point where she's yelling at Mike and she's like, he's alive and I'm going to do something about it. And Mike turns around and then she grabs him and pulls him around and says, "Well, fine, I'm not talking to you anymore." Or something like that. And I'm like, why did you need to turn him around for that? Just walk away.
Yeah.
I get it. The actors were most passionate. That's probably the reason they took that take. But Chris Sarandon turns around as though to walk away, and she physically turns him back around to walk away. It's just a little nitpick to me.
Yeah.
Anytime there is something like that in a movie, I'm always like, why? Why was that there? Why didn't you cut that?
It's like you probably could have, but yeah, I'm trying to think.
Well, she goes to the alley to try to find the guy who sold her the toy. Norris follows her because it gets a little gross and rapey in that scene. And they find out that it was at the toy store. Norris is like, "Well, that's the toy store where I killed Charles Lee Ray." Bum, bum, bum. And they're just like, "Well, now we know." But Mike is like, I still don't believe you. Go home. I'm going home too." And that's when Chucky makes a big return in this movie.
He sneaks into the car. I may want to go back and see if I kind of enjoy it.
I don't think we see him sneak in the car. He's just there.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy it when you do get glimpses. And it would be so fun.
Oh, yeah. It was our first attempted strangling from the Lakeshore Strangler.
Because, I mean, that's the cop that he wants to kill. And so there's reason for why he wants to be in the car. But it does get us to a point where Chucky gets shot while he's a doll. And that apparently causes him some pain. I mean, I think he makes some pain noises when he gets shot. So should have understood it from that, but I didn't really understand it till the next scene.
Well, and it's all the fluff that comes out of him too. Yeah. But I gotta point out, this is going to be a recurring trend, particularly in this franchise. We get our first glimpse of Chucky stabbing through things and being unable to stab the thing he
person.
wants to stab. It's a little bit silly. It's a little bit funny. I kind of laughed at it. As far as attempted kills go, this is kind of more of a slapstick moment.
Yeah.
But when the car flips right before he gets shot, I think that moved back into like genuinely scary stuff where he's running around the car and laughing and making slashing noises while Mike is trapped. Like, again, like, we've had a great Chucky scene, kind of a bad Chucky scene. Well, like a so-so Chucky scene, and now another great Chucky scene. And so I'm like, I'm having a really great time with this doll.
Overall, it's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horror movie, so yes, this is just happening, but it's a little bit kind of odd that Chucky doesn't end up killing him. Kind of just runs away after getting shot. Like, yes, he's in pain, but like Mike is gonna run out of bullets pretty soon.
Yeah, like,
and
keep making him shoot.
For all you know, you're immortal, but apparently you're injured now. So I didn't love it for the got a chance to finish the job and just couldn't really make it happen. When other horror movies would be like, yeah, he gets him. Like, he's dead. He gets Eddie, but he can't get Mike. And he had some pretty good chances.
Yep.
And we could have...
He squandered a few of them.
Probably could have replaced Mike with someone else. If you had started with 2 different people trying to help out the lady. Like, let one of them die and let it be Mike.
Or, have Jack be a little more involved in the movie and maybe have him get killed at one point.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would change anything anyway. Well, I don't know. Now that I've said that out loud, I'm sitting here like, maybe that would have helped move things along. But yes, I do. The next scene is an interesting one. It's more talky, but for some reason, because it's Chucky, I'm having a great time with it. Oh, man. Listening to him talk. And then, like, there's a moment where it's only for, like, maybe a few frames, maybe a second or two, but they cut to the body double wearing the Chucky suit, and he's, like, bending down to sit on the counter. And I don't know why, but it looked really good to me. I was like, wow, look at this Lord of the Rings looking shot.
Yeah. I think the faraway shots with the whatever actor in the suit is probably one of the pluses for me. Because it just gives that small enough person that feels bigger than a child, smaller than an adult, just in the range of, I don't know what that is. And
yeah,
it works.
Genuinely, it works really well. It is such a good costume. And it genuinely is not a good costume, because if you spend too much time on it, you definitely know it's a person in a suit. But if you get it for just like a second or two, it sells the illusion. You're like, that is an animatronic doll or a moving doll. But no, it's a person in a rubber mask. And so I just wanted to point that out. The scene itself, I mean, it gives us the voodoo magic, which is gonna, if I remember correctly, it's gonna be kind of a big deal for the rest of the franchise.
Oh, well, apparently his heart is the first thing to become fully human, and I feel like it's one of those, this guy knew voodoo, so he knows what he's talking about. It's like, all right, we have to accept that because the climax depends on it. Like, okay, well, here we go.
Gotta have a way to kill him. Have a way to kill him. I mean, we don't. I think this is the only horror franchise that I know of that tells the audience what the weak spot is, but But at least it told us it's an interesting, unique thing. But I'm thinking about like Friday the 13th or Halloween or Alien, Predator. None of those have a moment where the characters are like, and if we do this, we'll kill him. Godzilla has a weak point, like the original movie, where they're like, we've got a way to kill the monster. But I was kind of taken aback that they were like, and here's his weak spot.
Yeah. It seemed like an odd place. I was glad that Chucky was in the scene because, yeah, it makes it better, but it was odd. It's kind of like the New Orleans part of the James Bond film where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
we're in New Orleans now, or something like that.
Yeah.
I think
Gotta
that was
be
the
here.
lowest scoring film where it's like, we're gonna add voodoo to the story. Like, okay, I mean, sure, it's all right. But
Really, the only big thing from this scene is revealing that Chucky has to take the body of Andy because he has to trade bodies with the first person he revealed himself to.
yeah,
And that was undoubtedly Andy.
yeah,
We saw it happen. They were talking in the apartment. So we, the audience, know it's Andy. Chucky knows it's Andy. It's undisputable. It's Andy. And that's the important thing from this scene, that he's going to be trying to kill Andy from now on. And oh boy, does it ramp up so well from here.
Two scenes or I guess two locations, and we've got a good amount of chase and fight and resolution followed by jump scares. So yeah, I'd agree.
This final act, and I would say the moment when and I might be wrong, but I would say the moment when he starts targeting Andy to the end of the movie, I think we could call that the last act of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And in that, I want to say this is my 10 out of 10 part of the movie where like, and that might be the reason why I wanted to give it a 10 out of 10 was the recency bias of like finishing the movie so strong.
Awesome.
Yeah. It is incredible. The psych ward. And I hope this is the scene that you and I are both thinking of when we want to talk about the brilliant level of acting that I got to look up his name, Alex Vincent, pulled off as a child, or the child abuse that we witnessed on screen. So we don't know what.
Andy's in his room and kind of, I think, so way back in the interrogation, when Chucky wouldn't reveal himself, Andy kind of became a little bit worried that Chucky's gonna come and get him. And then he's watching out the window and he spots Chucky, so he's freaking out. And you see Chucky, in the actor in the costume, like kind of crawling, standing up because he's so short, going up the stairs. And
I mean, it looks great. It looks like a doll going up the stairs. It is so good.
I don't think he sees Chucky again immediately, but he is terrified that Chucky's going to kill him. And he is sobbing and pushed up against the wall and saying, please don't kill me. And Chucky's not even there yet. And it is brutal. It's
heart-wrenching.
Either a kid actually terrified of it or very good acting.
Yeah. It's hard to tell which at that age, but it's a powerful moment on film. And watching it back in 2026, it hit me. It hit me hard. I was like, oh boy, that is a kid who is fearful for his life. He thinks he is going to die today. And yeah, I love it. I absolutely love this hospital scene because I at this point, I fully believe that Andy fears for his life and is going to do everything he can to survive. And it looks great. It looks great.
Yeah. I was trying to briefly see if there's any sort of confirmation of that. Like, hopefully just acting.
I mean, that might be something we have to come back to in the wrap up, because I don't know if we would find it.
Yeah, quickly.
Unless you somehow saw
No.
it, because I don't see anything
Yeah.
here. But when Chucky goes to kill him, Andy escapes, and we gotta go to the next Chucky kill.
Oh, yeah.
Because there is going to be one more Chucky kill.
Before the doctor can calm down with the sedative, the Andy screaming, he gets sliced and a shock helmet put on him, which I guess this is a helmet that would help the patients of this psych ward, but can actually electrocute a full-grown human to death.
Yeah.
So
It can fully be an electric chair style device, but I guess it's also something good for therapy.
I guess. Used
My
as a
only
weapon.
complaint, it's a great kill, and I love watching his face get more burned
Yes.
every time we cut to him. My biggest complaint, well, there's two things in this scene. First, Andy backing up and bumping into two things that are placed perfectly. It didn't age as well because this is a child actor who is told to bump into these things. And so you can see him with one of his hands reaching for these things so he can find it and bump into it. And so they could have gotten away with just one thing to bump into. And then the second thing, surely Chucky knows that the doctor has a sedative and is going to put Andy to sleep, which would make his job so much easier. And yet he decides to attack the doctor before the injection is made.
He's just another Aunt Maggie that needs to die for no particularly great reason. Other than he can't kill Andy yet. So Andy has to.
We gotta have more movie.
My rating is dropping as I say these words.
Oh no. Well, Andy escapes, and the parents get to the hospital, or the mom. I'm saying the parents. The cop is not the parent. The mom gets to the hospital. Jack is there, and so they're able to get some information about what happened and get the lead for the next area. But when we cut back to the apartment, and it's Andy trying to barricade himself in, and then trying to find a place to hide. Like, I'm going to say, tension was pretty high for me. I was a little scared for this kid. I feel like the apartment is probably the scariest part of the movie up until Chucky reveals himself inside the apartment. But Andy getting ready and then knowing where Chucky is, and then them chasing each other. Like, I was edge of my seat, having a great time and being a little scared.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy the barricade works for the door because the parents can't get in, so Chucky wouldn't have been able to get in.
Yeah.
But Chucky jumps in through the chimney of this apartment complex. I guess the top floor has a chimney or something that he can fit through. I do enjoy that later. Let's see. The parents do get in because so he does catch Andy, knocks him out, and starts doing chant stuff. The parents, the adults come in, and the cop gets incapacitated.
Yeah.
So,
Mike is useless.
Yes.
He is just here as a hindrance for the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
He gets the final shot, but leading up to that, he's just a burden for the rest of this movie.
Because the mom and Andy in the main room managed to get Chucky into the fireplace. But I was
eventually.
I was like, how they have to, because
they first have to go through the bedroom because we've got a fully living Chucky pushing against the door, trying to get in, stabbing at the door. Like, So I think the order of events is that the parents get in and interrupt the ceremony or the chant, the ritual.
Yeah.
They're trying to get Andy up, and then Chucky slices Mike in the leg. Mike goes down. He grabs his side piece, his side pistol, the one at his ankle, and gives it to the mom.
Oh, yeah. He has to go
and
looking
then
for Chucky. And that's how they end up in the other room. I was like,
yeah.
how do they?
And so eventually all of them are in the bedroom, and Chucky only has eyes for Andy. There is a moment where he could have gotten a quick kill for Mike and have finished his revenge quest.
He's got a, which going into Andy isn't really going to solve his problems. He's going to be an 8-year-old. So
a 6-year-old, even worse. He's still just as small and weak.
Yeah, that's so. I mean, you have to get out of this body. Like, okay, but well, maybe you needed to reveal yourself to a different person, but can't go back.
Yeah, I don't know. Eventually, we do get into the fireplace, and oh boy, was I frustrated at how long it took Andy to get his butt in gear. Like, that kid is frozen for way too long before he finally gets moved. I know, but he does have a pretty great action movie one-liner.
Which is why it's like, not to say that the kid's a bad actor, but they've trapped him in the fireplace, and Chucky's like, "No, can't we be friends? Or we'll be friends until the end."
Yeah,
and he's like, "This is the end, friend." And it's like,
ooh, so
like,
good.
Like, that's a great line.
And I love the way he delivers it.
I mean, I thought it was pretty cheesy, but yes, he delivers it.
See, and I was like, get it, Andy. I don't know. I was really into it at this moment.
See, and I think the animatronic is actually probably when it's flailing around in the fireplace with the crazy hair. I think it's probably someone in costume.
Oh,
it looks really cool.
Yeah. The one running up on the couch and flaming out, that is a person in a costume. Also, in the 80s, that couch would have caught fire. Like, the 80s were notorious for having very flammable couches. And so, like, when Chucky gets on there fully engulfed in flame, and we even see fire still on the couch, I'm sitting here like, how did they manage to get the only fireproof couches in all of America in 1988? And I could be wrong. Write to us at potatochippicturespod@gmail.com to correct me if I'm wrong about when we put flame retardant on couches.
Yeah.
But yeah, we think he's dead because he's on fire and he falls. But when we go back to help Mike and then go to get the first aid kit, Chucky's gone. And Andy's so quiet about it. Oh, I was like, Andy, speak up. Andy, speak up.
Say something. Yeah, I think that was I didn't expect him to. I was like, oh, we're wrapping up. Good, they killed Chucky. I was like, oh, well, okay, well, I guess he's going to come back. I did not expect it to be, the first of 3 comebacks?
2, I think?
So he comes back here, and they shoot him into pieces.
Yep, they shoot his head off first, and then the leg, and then the arm. Or is it the arm and then the leg?
I think it's arm and then leg, and the melted Chucky in the hallway for like 2 split seconds is very creepy looking.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
so
I'm
gross.
sure it's like the costume person in a costume one, but that's what makes it feel so scarier. But that one probably is the scariest version of Chucky in this.
See, I don't know if there's a person in a costume for any of the melted Chucky. I think that is fully puppet.
One shot that's like looks bigger than a kid, but it's taken from like Andy's point of view. So
yeah, I don't know. I'd have to watch it a third time, which I absolutely will do because I loved this movie. But anyway, two more shots in the back. And now we are sure that one of those shots had to hit him in the heart. Like, he's got to be dead now. Jack shows up. He takes the gun. We're telling the truth. We're saying the doll was alive, but we finished it off. Like, the day is saved, even though Jack doesn't believe us.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, don't touch any part of that doll. And so the very first thing Jack does is pick up the head. Man, I got so angry at him.
He did seem like a bit of a douche the other times that we've been watching it.
Yep, exactly. He hasn't been in this movie for very much, and every time he's been a jerk.
Yeah.
But he takes the doll in, he puts the head on there, and then for the second time in our movie, the Lakeshore Strangler attempts to strangle someone. Because this is when the body rips through the vent and
pops
grabs him on the neck.
Just, how dare you try and say that I'm not a killer, and the head is like, kill him. Yeah. I didn't quite catch it the first time, and the second time it made me laugh.
I completely forgot. While he is burned out and trying to get into the room, he starts screaming, give me the boy, give me the boy. And I love the delivery. It's so insane. It is so mental. And I think he goes back to screaming that here too. He's like, give me the boy.
Yeah.
Oh man. But then our cop has to be the hero, and Mike gets that final shot.
He's going to shoot
actual heart.
Right in the heart, because there's a heart somewhere in there that is now a human heart, because he's turning into a human, because that's how the magic works. Like, okay, well, yeah, he's got to die somehow. But guess what? There's a Chucky too.
Well, and the last shot of the movie is a freeze frame on Andy staring at the doll. It's a pretty decent shot, but I will admit, at this point in movie making, I don't like it. I think so many 70s horror movies that I've seen seem to end with a freeze frame. It's another freeze frame. It didn't really get to me as well as they probably thought it did, but that's the whole movie. We have gotten through our first Chucky. And so to stop me from, saying anything that we should save for the wrap up, let me just immediately go into saying, on this podcast, we do ratings, not grades. The specific difference between the two is where you find the average. In a grade, you say the average is a 7 out of 10, which means you're going to raise other scores up to be closer to the average, because, the average should be a 7 out of 10. But we do ratings. We say the average is a 5 out of 10. That's the middle. That's where the middle should be. So when you hear our scores, judge our liking of it based on 5 out of 10 being an average movie. And with all of that said, Justin, what would you give Child's Play?
I think the first time, when it was kind of a rough watch for me, it was slow and it was hard to really sit and pay attention to. So I would have given it in the 4s initially. On the second watch through, I think watching the kid act and watching the animatronics, and maybe not quantifying the mom being the turning point in the movie where we can finally see Chucky alive. Those were the positives to me. I didn't say it when we were talking about the vent, but that jump scare was kind of a downer for me. Because like, the head's there. Yes, jump scare shouldn't telegraph that it's going to happen, but the body was just in the hallway. I didn't love it. It's like, oh, he's back again. That's why I feel like I kept preparing myself for a third time. Oh, he's dead now. Like, but okay, the movie ended, but I felt like he was supposed to come back and give him more time.
I'll agree. It did feel like there was going to be one more cut back to Chucky and he's alive again.
I went up to about a 6.5 and then came back down to 6.1 because I feel like it's above average. Okay. I enjoy some things. I would probably be able to confidently say, watch the first Chucky. It is scary at parts, a little lame at others. But if you enjoy watching movies, probably would enjoy this one.
I'm going to agree with you. I think this movie is a classic, and I think it is worth a watch, and I am kind of ashamed that it took me this long to watch it. Because I just had never seen it before, and now I'm sitting here saying this. I'm worried that this is going to be the best movie in the franchise because I had a great time with it. I am absolutely going to watch it again. It really was a shock at how good this movie continues to be in 2026. I do think that it has a lot of weak points. And so for me, this is a story of my rating getting pulled down because of some of the moments in the movie. But overall, I've got a fairly high view of the movie. It's just that these parts I can't help but point them out. And we've already talked about it. It's Mike, Detective Mike Norris. I just think he's kind of the worst part of the movie. I don't love any of the times when we are separated from Andy and Chucky. I realize as I'm watching it, I'm most engaged when one of those two characters are in the scene. I'm horrified by Andy's breakfast in bed at the beginning of the movie, but I am focused. And then I'm kind of bored when we're at work. And then I'm focused again when we're at home. And then I'm bored when Andy gets taken to the psych ward and Chucky runs away. So there are boring moments, and they're all to do with not having our two main characters. But I think the special effects are incredible. Mm-hmm. There is really only one effect that I hated, and that is right at the end of the movie when the burnt-out doll, the headless burnt-out doll, gets pushed into like where the window is, and you can kind of see a hand through the curtain grabbing the doll to kind of help support it and help with the puppeting of this thing. And so I've noticed it both times that I've watched the movie. I'm like, that's definitely a human hand. So all in all, I'm at a 7. I think this is a genuinely incredible movie that has a few weak points, but is absolutely worth rewatching in 2026. Some days it's probably an 8 for me, but there really are some weak moments that kind of pull me out of it, and I think 7 is a pretty fair rating all in all. And that gives us a show average of 6.55, which I think is also pretty fair to what this movie is and was. I didn't look up really anything about the making of this movie. I don't know anything about the next movie. I know that there's one in the Child's Play titles that has to do with like a military academy, because I've seen clips from that one, maybe like the second half of it, but it's been like 20 years since I've seen that. And then as I was looking at the movie posters, I think the only of Chucky movies I've seen was The Cult of Chucky. But it could have been, no, it was The Seed. I think it was, no, I don't know. There will be one that we get to that I will be like, that's the one I've seen, but I don't know which one it is.
Well, we will make it there.
Exactly. So, if you enjoyed yourself, make sure to give us a like, a rating, a review, any of the things that your podcatcher of choice allows you to do. Do that for us because it helps the algorithm know to recommend it to more people who might enjoy our silly little podcast. If you want to send us an email, it is potatochippicturespod@gmail.com. You can correct us on anything we got wrong. Let us know what you thought about any of these movies. And of course, you can also send us recommendations for your favorite franchise and something you would like us to check out. We have one, it's not a sad announcement. It's just one change. We're not going to be posting shorts to the social media anymore. We kept getting copyright dings, and sometimes we'd get a video fully removed with a content violation because we would have our voices with video from the movie that we were talking about, usually the scene that we were talking about. And every time we would post it, it would get dinged. And I was like, ooh, I got frustrated because we're making things that are less than a minute long. There is no way that you could think that we're saying we created these movies that we're talking about. But regardless, it kind of sucks. But that just means if you want to help us out, the best way to do so is to share the episodes with your friends and be like, hey, check this out. You might like it. And we'll just have to see what happens in the future. Maybe things will change and we'll get back to making shorts. But as of right now, I can't think of a visual component that I can add to these shorts without incurring the wrath of the copyright gods.
I'm sad about that.
I'm a little sad, but at the same time, it was a lot of work, and that's less work that I've had to do since they started dinging us. I've been like, all right, well, that makes my life a little bit easier. I don't have a sign out for this. I'm trying to think of anything that could work.
Because we did James Bond will return, Chucky will return in.
Well, yeah, but they don't have a Chucky will return, so we can't do that. I was thinking maybe like watch out for voodoo magic or something. I don't know. I'm at a complete loss as to how to end this one. So
until next time, watch your ankles.
There you go. I like watch your ankles.
Because he sliced up like the doctor's ankle and Mike's ankle.
Yep. And Mike's ankle, and I'm sure he's going to get more ankles.
Yep.
Because he's right there at ankle length.
Yep.
So until next time, watch your ankles. Goodbye.
Bye.